The number of abortions in England and Wales soared in the first half of 2020 amid the coronavirus pandemic. According to new figures published last week by the UK's Department of Health and Social Care, more than 100,000 abortions took place between the 1st of January and the end of June. That number exceeds the number of abortions for the same time period in 2019 by more than 4,000. Joining me now on Skype to offer her analysis is Abigail Forman, Director of Public Affairs for Right to Life UK. Abigail, welcome to the show. 2019 had the highest annual number of abortions in England and Wales, and I know that there's concern about the trend we're seeing in the numbers so far this year. Why do you think we're seeing this rise in a number of abortions, and also how is it connected to the COVID-19 pandemic?
It's a great question, and I think the answer is multifaceted. I'll offer the things that come to mind immediately. Namely, I think that the government has not done its due diligence in providing women the needed supports that are available to them for unplanned pregnancies. I think the choice, quote unquote, that is offered to women is all too often pushing them in the direction of an abortion versus pushing them in the direction of the services that are available to them if they wanted to keep the baby. The other thing that we're seeing is, unfortunately, during the COVID pandemic on March 30th, the government has allowed a temporary order to be put in place that means women can have an electronic consultation that is either a phone or a video consultation to get abortion pills sent to them at home. Previously, they needed to go to a clinic to get the first set of abortion pills, which was a vital check on their safety to make sure they had the right blood pressure. Going to the clinic also allowed the clinicians to perform an ultrasound to see the baby's gestation. But without these checks, without this in-person check, we're seeing, unfortunately, a rise in complications as well as this rise in abortions.
Yeah, and Abigail, according to this report, medical abortions accounted for 82% of abortions between January and June of this year. Can we talk about the dangers for women using this at-home method of abortion?
Yes, absolutely. The dangers range from heavy bleeding and ruptured ectopics all the way through to actually, unfortunately, death. We know from a leaked email, actually, that 2 women have died since this order has been put in place from medical abortions. And unfortunately, it's not clear that the government is doing anything to prevent further deaths. We also know that because of the lack of an ultrasound, women are able to get these pills beyond the legal limit of 10 weeks. So to have a medical abortion at home, a woman needs to be under 10 weeks. But there's no way to verify that without an ultrasound. And so there have been cases reported where women one woman we know had an abortion, medical abortion at 28 weeks. The police are actually investigating that as a stillborn death. And another 8 cases are being investigated by an abortion provider for women that have received these pills beyond the legal gestational limit.
It's really hard to hear. The government's decision to allow women to take both abortion pills at home was only supposed to be a temporary measure. Are you concerned that this could become permanent? And if so, what measures would you like to see taken in order to stop it?
That is a great question. We are very much hoping that this remains temporary and have actually been pushing the government in any way we can to cause them to see that this order should be ceased immediately. We believe that the best thing that people can do if people are living in the UK or have family and friends in the UK is to contact their local politicians to tell them of the dangers of medical abortion and ask that when the government does its consultation that they make their politician aware that they do not support it and in fact hope that it ceases with immediate effect. We know actually that the vast majority of the public supports increased safeguards for women. The majority of the public, when polled, actually support the requirement of a woman seeing somebody in person before she has an abortion. And so we know that the public is with us on this. It's just a matter of making sure we get that information out and that people contact their politicians.
Abigail, thank you so much for your time and your analysis today. We really appreciate it. Abigail Foreman, Director of Public Affairs for Right to Life UK. Thank you again.
Thank you.